Here we go, everyone. Hello, Mark.
Hello, David. How are you today?
I'm good. Once I put my headphones on so I can hear you. Yeah, I got you.
There we go.
I was just only partially prepared. But anyway, yeah, lots of news. I tell you, I've been working on this winter weather outlook, and I get it so close, and something happens that changes everything. And
Yeah, mostly another hurricane decides to form in the Gulf.
yeah, it is. And hey, Chelsea, I see Chelsea Reese is on with us. David Leonard Bloodstrike is on, and Janice Davis, and our good friend Dave says audio and video working. Well, that's an accomplishment. Linda McElrath says hello, folks, and Tangela Hetsley says hello. So hello, everyone. I'm glad you guys are joining us. It has been a while since, well, last Wednesday since we were on live with you. And,
Right.
we were talking about the devastation with Hurricane Helene, and it's still heartbreaking to see the problems over there and not getting any help other than just from, really, they're not getting much government help at all. That's a shame. But anyway, ours is to report the weather, and that's what we're fixing to do right now. So, Mark, take it away and tell us what the big news is.
Well, the big news for us is not much of anything except for the cooler air coming in. We've got a cold front that's passing the area right about this time. Our temperatures have fallen out of the 80s now into the upper 70s. And it looks like for most of the coming week, we're going to stay in the low to mid 70s, maybe the upper 70s, close to 80 by the end of the week for
Yep.
highs. And the nighttime lows, get this, are going to stay in the lower to middle 40s across the whole region.
Right? Uh, and we also have big news down in the Gulf. Once again, we've got problems there, and it was hoping it wasn't going to be that way. In fact, that's what has delayed my winter weather outlook is
Right.
trying to see what the ramifications, because I did say an outlook that it was going to be a tropical system there. I did not say it was going to be a hurricane, so I'm having to go back and rephrase
Yeah.
that and redo it.
Up
Uh,
until yesterday, all the models were pretty well showing just a tropical system, a rainmaker coming across
right,
South and Central Florida. But then all of a sudden, all the indications seem to come together. And sure enough, we have now Hurricane Milton down in the Gulf. And before long, it will be Major Hurricane Milton.
yeah, I've got up the projected track of that hurricane. I told everyone we've talked about this for all season. Uh, the Western Gulf is a hotbed for tropical storms. I mean, because it has really uh, gone bad. I mean, it's just one of those
Well, yeah,
things.
there's a region down there where the low pressure kind of stays and circulates around called a gyre or a gyre because of gyration, because it continues to go around and around and around. And when it does stuff like that, it's easier for tropical systems to get going, especially when we've still got 85-degree sea surface temperatures through that area.
Yeah. Well, we've got a problem with the camera up above your head there. The one
Now, I
that's
see that.
it's,
One of them's not functioning correctly
yeah.
out there.
So Oliver's working on that while we were speaking, but yeah, it's one of those things that, man, I'm just. It's going to be something. I'll be ready. I'm like Gerald. Gerald Madden says, "Good evening, gentlemen. I'm looking forward to winter and for these hurricanes to be over with." Still like the new format and layout. Thanks, Gerald. I appreciate that, and
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing you and Amy. We got a meeting coming up Tuesday evening. You guys need to show up to it, along with Chelsea Reese and some of the others that's volunteered. But anyway, I did want to tell you guys that uh, the weather outlook. If you're a winter weather lover, like I know your wife Jessica is, Gerald, she's going to like this forecast. But I got to get it out. It is close. I'm right on the edge of it, but it's one of those things where, one thing happens and something else pops up, and then here we go. So, but that is predicted to be a major hurricane, isn't it, Mark?
It is. Just looking at it, by the early morning hours tonight, it is supposed to be in the hitting a category 1, which it is right now.
Right.
Then early morning hours, tomorrow morning, it'll be a category 2. And
Okay.
then by tomorrow evening, it's supposed to be a category 3. And by the morning after that, Tuesday morning, it's supposed to be a category 4. It may go category 5. The good news
Oh
is
my.
it may lessen a little bit before it gets into the Florida coast.
Let's hope so. My goodness, all those people, everybody's had about all they can take, I think. And Florida's been
Right.
hard hit too. It's
Yeah.
been double whammy down there. The good news is
The
this.
current projections take it ashore. Uh, yeah, depending on which model you're looking at, either just south of Tampa Bay or just north of Tampa Bay. But in either case, as the winds circulate around, it's probably going to create quite a storm surge in Tampa Bay.
Okay. Well, I sure hope that it does diminish in strength. The good news is it is going to go across Florida and not go up into the Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina areas. That's the good news because they can't take any more at all. It's
No,
just completely devastating. And let's just hope and pray that this thing does ease up and moves on off to the east and gets out of our life forever. But I'm afraid, from what I have seen, I get information from other places besides just the standard uh, places that most people get. But I'm hearing talk that there is a chance that there's going to be something else formed down there. I don't think it'll be a hurricane because now maybe those waters have cooled off a little bit. Let's
you
go
would
back.
think they have been worked over enough, but if you can go on radar Omega there and go down to the buoys, you can see that the sea surface temperature on the buoy right just
Hold on.
about where Milton is right now is still 85 degrees.
Let's see. That would be right about here.
Uh-huh.
If we still have light, there we do. We do. And the waves a little choppy. Let's see. Wind speed right there, gusting up to 22 miles an hour. So that's
That may
close.
not be the right one.
No, I need to go on. Yeah, it's back over here.
There
Here
it
we go.
is. That's
Right
the
there.
one.
Yeah, now there's some choppy waves.
Yep.
Winds gusting up to 46 miles, almost 47 miles an hour. Yeah, I would not want to be out there in any kind of boat in that kind of weather. Looks like they've lost one of the cameras on it. There goes another one. But you can see a white capping. So this is right there in the middle of where Milton is currently located. But it's the buoy's having a hard time keeping up. And I know that the solar power is probably running down on it. I imagine it's a lot darker there than the camera's showing. But at least we're able to get some readings and things from it. Sustained winds right now are 38 miles an hour, almost 40. So that thing is not playing. It looks like, let's see here, air temperature is 80 degrees, sea surface temperature 85. That's sure conducive for further development. So that is in this area right here. This is the Yucatan Peninsula, and you can see right about there is where Milton is. If I go back to, let's see if I can go back to Chrome. Hold on. Oop, wrong one. Now, I don't know where I went, but anyway.
If you go up and hit the button for it, you can show the tropical
Yeah, I know.
projection on that. So
Yeah, give me
instead
just
of
a
having to
second.
go to the Hurricane Center. But,
No, I was at the wrong thing here, so hold on.
okay.
Let's see. You talking about the satellite imagery?
Satellite imagery, you can probably, I don't know if it's probably starting to get dark across the Gulf as we head on toward evening, so that you may not get that good a shot from the satellite.
Well, I've got
But
an
if you go
infrared.
up to
Here's
the,
an infrared shot. Let's take a look at this right here. You can kind of
okay.
see the
Ooh,
buoy.
yeah.
The buoy is right about here, so yeah, it's right there at it.
Yep.
Looks like it's moved on off to the east a little, but there's the Yucatan right here, and then this is Mexico, of course, all over here. So this is still headed.
Yeah. As it gets up on the north side of the Yucatan, it's forecast to go under rapid intensification.
Yeah, well, I sure hate to hear that. That's not a good thing. So I'm going to see what else I got on here, and I'll carry everybody back over this so we're not. Let's just go back up here. I do want to look at one thing while we're out here, and that's over at Irwin, Tennessee. That's been my favorite place to go to, and still a beautiful area. I don't care, but look at that. What is that? That's a lot of construction going on down there. See that? right next to the interstate.
Hang on.
Yeah, that looks like construction of some type. Don't see any movement on the interstate right now, or maybe yeah, I do. There's some movement down there.
Yeah, might not be construction, but that's a big parking lot down there for something.
Yeah, well, look back over here at this area. That also looks like some kind of construction material. I don't know. Hopefully they're rebuilding everything and getting back in order. Gosh, they got hit hard, and
Yeah,
we're not looking
it
at.
was the more northern side of town that got hit by the whatever the I can't
river.
Remember? Yeah, the river that's over there.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Well, our thoughts and
I
prayers
can't
still with
remember
those.
how to pronounce it, but
Yeah, we got some lights coming on too because it is getting dark and it's down the mountains. So they're getting in these deep shadows of the mountains and stuff. But
yeah, which is a good thing
Whoa.
because they just went to the IR image.
yeah,
on that.
infrared on it. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and get off that.
The good news is they do have power.
Yes, it is.
There's still a lot of power outages over in that part of the world.
Right. I want to look back here at UT Martin just to see what we look like in our part of the world. If I can get over here to it. There we go. All right. Keep threatening to change this mouse, but haven't done it yet. What a beautiful evening. That is absolutely beautiful. Looks like this is a layer of cloud cover back this way, maybe from the cold front.
That's probably associated with the cold front. The cold front is just to the west of us.
Okay, so that'd match up. We already got winds out of the northwest here at wherever this is. Metropolis, I guess is what I was looking at.
Right.
But it looked like the temperatures weren't quite caught up with it yet.
No, the cool air may lag just a little bit behind it, but yet our overnight lows here are only supposed to be around in the right around 50 in the upper 40s.
Ah, sweet. So all in all, across the area this evening, this Sunday evening, it's a beautiful evening out there, and our only concern is that hurricane down in the Gulf now, Hurricane Milton, and I sure hate to even talk about it, but I'm going to tell you, if you live down there on that Florida coast, start moving now. Don't wait, because that thing's going to intensify a lot, and it's just going to be something to be concerned about.
Now, a lot of the residents down that way, they kind of poo-poo stuff. Oh, yeah, it's not going to be that bad because they have had a lot of hurricanes in the past. But Helene was proof that you kind of need to take it seriously.
Kinda.
So,
that's an understatement.
So if the authorities down there are recommending you evacuate, if you're over close to shore and they're saying you need to evacuate, probably ought to take their advice.
By the way, Gerald Madden says he'd like to attend, but he's still working second shift holding down the fort since you retired.
I'm glad somebody's keeping GE straight.
Yeah, that's right. So
Sandy they got to keep making money so they can still pay my retirement.
That's right. Sandy Christian said, "Hey, David and Mark, Thunder Buddies. Good to see you, Sandy." Mary Vorvey says, "Good evening, David and Mark and Thunder Buddies." And Debbie Soxy says, "Good evening, everyone." I haven't seen on here, though, is Deborah Sale. I haven't seen her on here for a while. I don't see Tammy Sisk on here. Where is everybody? Hey, there's Neil Mason, our good friend Neil. He says, "Hey, guys, thanks for the invite the other day. You guys have a lot of cool things working." Hey, I appreciate that, Neil, and you're going to be a part of that, too. I'm really I enjoyed seeing you, and we're going to be talking to you a little further as time goes by. Yep. Gerald Madden says, "Keeping that stock price up and pension plan going." He's laughing.
Yeah, that's right.
But anyway, all
Keep
right.
going, Gerald. You'll make it there one of these days.
Yeah. He's going to get to retire next year, right, Gerald?
Gerald's a pretty young pup.
I know.
I mean, I'm an old so-and-so. He's a pretty young guy, so.
Well, Jessica, keep him straight. I know her. I've known Jessica a long time. Rick Dinkins says, "Hey, David from Franklin." Hey, Rick, how you doing? Franklin is one of my kind of like a hometown. I mean, I'm actually from Hopkinsville, but I lived in Franklin for several years. And Mike Bynum says, "Good evening, David. Good evening, Mark. How are you guys this evening?" Mike, I'm doing well. I don't know about Mark.
Better than I deserve.
Oh, my goodness. Amanda Patty says, "Hey, y'all, watching from Milton, praying for my friends and family in the Orlando area." Yeah, anybody that's down there, oh gosh, please get them out of there. Just evacuate inland big time. Hopefully it won't be as bad as it could be. But anyway, we'll see. Gerald says he's got about 25 years to go. Oh my
See,
gosh.
oh, he's a young guy.
Yeah, that's right. And then there is Jessica chiming in. Hey, Mermaid Cakes 88. She says, hey, Thunder Buddies, I'm late to the party, but here. Yeah, I saw what you were fixing for supper. I tell you what, I almost wanted to invite myself up there to eat with you because that was some good looking food. I don't know how Gerald keeps his manly figure, I guess is what I'd say.
He works for GE. Believe me, he works it off.
Jessica's a good cook from what I'm seeing. I'm really gonna have to taste some of her food one of these days. Maybe I can get her and Gerald to one of these days come down and join the spotters, and we'll partake in good eats. Anyway, so let's see. Next thing is cool down that's coming starting tomorrow. After we've been in the 80s a little bit, but Mike, let's hope you go ahead, Mark. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, Mike. The news about Leslie is she's kind of following the same track as Kirk. So she's running into where Kirk went through and just worked the waters over. So she's going to be kind of weakening and trailing on after that. Now, I'm looking at the projections for Milton, and eventually he may run over in the same area where Leslie is, and we'll see what happens then. But the news about Milton is not that great. They're expecting rapid intensification. It's going to be at least a Cat 4 by the time it gets into the Central Gulf there. Maybe a Cat 5, and it may weaken a little bit, but it could still be at least a Cat 3 when it comes in somewhere in the vicinity of Tampa Bay. It may be north, it may be south, maybe right on. Things wobble around a lot when these hurricanes are on the move, so we'll just have to wait and see exactly where it takes aim for.
Yeah. I'm kind of glancing over at the Tropical Tidbits, the GFS model ensemble, and I guess I could take you guys over there and we'll take a look at it together while we're exploring. This, I guess, is Milton right now.
That is Milton, yes.
And so we'll watch a little bit and see how it goes. And it is intensifying, of course. This is at 1 p.m. the 7th, which is tomorrow.
If you go to regions and then go to the Western Atlantic, you can see that a little better.
All righty. My fingers, I swear, sometimes they just, it's not that. It's also the mouse button that I had changed, which I shouldn't have done. And now it's stuck in that mode. Here we go. I'll get it. Let me get down here and pull up the regions. And let's see here.
You went back to Radar Omega.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Let's go back to Chrome. I'm on Chrome over here on the other monitor. So what do you think? Southeast?
No, Western Atlantic is where you want.
Western Atlantic. All right, here we go.
There you go.
Now let's pull things into motion here. This is on the 8th. Wow, look at that. But it looks a little further south than what I thought. But
that's okay. It takes a jog toward the north, too. But
yeah, look at that. That is a strong hurricane. My gosh, that looks almost as bad as Helene did as far as the strength goes. Let's
and
sure
then it starts to weaken just a hair before it gets on shore, but not much.
950 millibar, it's not much. Yeah, that's not as strong as Helene, but it's still there.
One of the component models, the HASF-A, actually has the central pressure down to 901 at one point.
Oh my gosh. That would be devastating if it comes in ashore with that kind of a low pressure on it.
It does weaken, according to that model, it does weaken out a bit before it gets ashore. It probably loses a category or so at least by the time it gets ashore. But it's going to be a big rainmaker and definitely going to probably cause some storm surge and wind damage when it comes ashore.
And you know, it looks like it's going to go south of the Big Bend area, but not much. You know,
nope.
Big Bend right here.
Instead of going north, it's going to be going east. It's going to go across Florida and out into the Atlantic.
Boy, boy, boy. Well, folks, if you know anybody down there, and if you have family living there, urge them to get away from the shore. You need to urge that. I gave similar warning when Helene was going ashore. Please, please call your friends and family that are down there. Tell them do not stay there. Get out of there while you can. Time is going to be short on this one. This is on the 10th. So by the 10th, let's go back just a little bit. Actually, by the time you get to the 9th, you're going to start seeing a lot of stuff coming from it. And it gets ashore about 7 o'clock in the morning on the 10th. And it looks like it's got Tampa written all over it pretty much.
Yeah. Again, there's some wobble around in some of the models, and depending on which model you go with. But the consensus, there's no doubt it's going to hit West Florida.
Yeah.
Exactly where is again up in the air.
Well, it doesn't matter. When you got a storm like that big, you don't need to be anywhere near it. I mean, it's still, even if you're...
You noticed how big it gets. It's a really small, focused, concentrated area when it's down north of the Yucatan. But then as it gets towards shore, it expands. That wind field starts to widen out.
Yeah.
It may not be as fast, but it may be wider, which is not a good thing.
Yeah, it's not. And but let's just hope it's not as devastating as Helene was. If it can at least drop down some. But even Helene came ashore as a Category 4. And if this one comes ashore as a Category 4, that's not saying a whole lot. I mean,
Nope.
But anyway, let's see here. Let me go back up here and look at who all been talking to me while I've been on here yapping. Go back to the radar. Let's see. I've been working on these computers all day, so my eyes are really blurry, but I think I can see it pretty good. Mermaid Cake's talking my language. She says, now wait a minute, let's go back to Gerald. I like what he says even better. Gerald says, y'all can come on by anytime. Mark, they have changed up the work groups, added more and more machines and less people to operate them.
Of course, that's the GE way.
But his lovely wife, Jessica, says, I have to bring y'all a crock pot of beans sometime. I still think we need to do this Thunder Buddies potluck. Hey, I like that idea. That's a good idea.
It's not a bad idea.
No, it's not at all. Chris Mitchell says, my family's coming in from Michigan Thursday, staying till Monday. Glad the weather's going to be nice and cool for the Ham Fest. Can't wait for the ham and biscuits next weekend. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And the good thing about this cold front,
Deborah Sale just got on. All right, I've been wondering where you were.
The good thing about this cold front, well, it's not always a good thing, but for right now, it's going to be a dry front for us. The precip for this front coming through is way up in Pennsylvania, New York, and that area where they have severe thunderstorm warnings and even a couple of tornado warnings right now.
Yeah.
But for us down here, it's going to be a dry front, just a few clouds and a wind shift. I saw the winds kicking up a little bit today while I was out driving around coming home from church.
Mark, I just saw something on here. I'm going to go back over here to the models.
Okay.
And remember I told you I thought there was going to be a secondary storm coming?
You saw that one? Yeah, I saw that one when I ran the GFS all the way through as well. They formed one up and they kicked it, right across Cuba, right across the southern tip of Florida, and then on out in the Atlantic.
Yeah, that's a good thing. It looks like the Keys might get hit, but that'd be the worst of it. And it don't look overly strong. It looks pretty strong right about there, but not terrible.
Yeah. Well, so that's when it's going to be coming right on the south side of Miami.
But you know what I'm looking for? Where is that? This is the 19th. What are they doing to us here? Look at that front coming through right there. This is on the 21st.
Yeah, there's some rain coming in for us.
And I think that's about as far out as it'll go. Didn't see the 540 line. That's the one thing I was looking at for the cooler temperatures. You know what? They keep going back and forth on that.
They do. I mean, from model to model. They'll have it there and then they won't. They'll have it there and then they won't. So
yeah.
We'll have to wait till we get a little bit closer, I think.
That's right. What happened to our banner across the bottom? I guess it just kind of disappeared. Maybe I hit it or something wrong. But anyway, all in all, I think that we're going to be doing pretty good weather-wise for the next couple of weeks here. I can't say so much about Florida. But I just hope everybody gets everything back up and operating, and that Boy, I tell you what, that Oliver is smart as he can be. Throws me off every now and then, but he's smart. I like him. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let me see.
Hello, Donna.
Where all did I see everybody here? Okay. Tammy Tatum says, "Ain't this some crap? Didn't get no notification." Go over to the. You're on YouTube. Did you hit the notification button up there, Tammy? That'll get you on. And then Mike Bynum says, "Thank you, Mark and Erica. Have been praying for some." I tell you what, I can't. My screen ain't doing right. Something. I think I need to move it just a little bit. I think that's part of the problem. There we go. Now I've got it. Me and Eric have been praying some more for those affected by the Hurricane Helene, and we will be praying about those storms for sure. David Leonard Bloodstrike says, "I think the hurricane was worse than the Tennessee tornado." It certainly was.
Yeah.
Deborah Sales says, "Hey guys, just got on. I kept trying to find you. I might ought to bookmark it, subscribe, hit like." I know you did, though, Deborah. She said she didn't get notified either, so I don't know why they didn't put the notifications out on it. And Deborah Sales says, "Yes, mermaid cakes, potluck." That's talking my lingo, too. Let's see here. Tammy Tatum, let's see. Sandy Gibbs says, "Hello from the river in Baton Rouge." Hey, Sandy, I hope you're doing okay down there. You probably need to, well, actually, you'll be okay down there, I think. I don't believe this hurricane's going to hurt you at all. I'm hearing, what is that alarm going off? Is that another warning somewhere? Okay, I see 2 severe thunderstorm warnings, so I guess that's what I'm hearing. I still lost my banner. I don't know why it keeps disappearing on me. Let's see here. Hi, Donna. She says hello and prayers for Florida. Deborah Sales says, "My aunt lives in Miami, friends in Orlando, Gainesville, and St. Augustine." Make sure that you don't let them stay there unawares. What did I do wrong on that, you know? Anyway, let's see. Chris Meacham says he got notified, so I don't know what's going on with you other guys that didn't get notifications on this, but I'm glad you're here now. That's the main thing, and I'm glad all of you are here. But our biggest worry right now is the hurricane and our friends to the south in Florida. Let's hope it doesn't hit them as hard as it looks like it's going to. So that's the big thing. But in other words, now you get to enjoy this beautiful weather. I tell you what, let's look at some of these local cameras. I like this one. This is WKDZ traffic camera over at I-24 and 6880, and it looks good out there. Beautiful evening. And then I know Katie's downtown is getting ready for the Ham Festival. It's all lit up. I see a lot of pigs standing there along the sidewalks. Well, I see 2 anyway. I think there's one up on the corner there. But anyway, our thanks to WKDZ for allowing us to use these cameras as part of the stuff we're showing. And let's see. I heard Hopkinsville elevator was down. Let's see if it's still down. It's back up. Yeah.
There it is.
So, there's Kroger Shopping Center is right here, and Skyline Drive, and then I think that's downtown along the boulevard going out. This should be Pennyroyal Parkway, and then on the other side there is Walmart and on down towards Lowe's and all that. Beautiful evening across the city, and always enjoy seeing that. And also, what else we got here? Let's see if Barkley Lake ever came back up. Nope, they're still down. But we do have Lakeside Campground. Boy, doesn't that look nice. That Michael Vance, he sure knows how to entice someone down there to his place. It just went.
I think it just kicked back to the, that's probably their current one. I don't know. Is it?
No, this is not.
It's dark outside.
Yeah,
so,
this is, it was right when it first came up, then it just clicked back to a different time. Mike's wanting to show it, so maybe everybody come down and join him. That is a beautiful place, though, I got to tell you.
It is.
And let's see here. What else we got here?
Yeah.
Um,
Tammy Gulick, Milton, you say he's going in the wrong direction. There's a strong jet stream that's a little bit associated with La Nina that's setting up, that's making some wind shear across the southern tier of states right now, and Milton is steering right along to the south of that jet stream.
that's right.
So that's what's making him take off straight to the east instead of heading north before he heads east.
And I think if I do this right, I'm going to call up. Um, there's a projected path of it. And you can see it's a 1, a 2, then it becomes a 3, then a 4, still a 4, back down to 3 just before it makes
Just before
landfall.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it depends on how far out those wind bands are as to whether or not that's going to help or not, but it should with any luck. Boy, it'd be nice if it hits just as a Category 3 and no stronger than that, because that's just under.
The big concern is that's still right into the Tampa Bay area.
Yep.
And you have to remember, as that storm surge comes in, when it narrows down coming into the bay, it's going to get bigger.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the best we know about what is going to happen with Milton. Again, this buoy is right there. I bet it's already blacked out because of the. No, wow! Look at the waves on it.
Wow, look at that.
Winds up to almost 50 miles an hour now. So this thing's still intensifying even more. Man, I'd hate to be out there in the middle of that. You can see how all these waves are huge waves, white capping. You got storms going on. That's not a fitting day out for man or beast in that part of the country. I tell you that.
Tammy Tatum, all you missed was we've been talking about Milton, and then he said for us, our temperatures, we've got a cold front going through. Our temperatures are going to be pleasant in the low to mid 70s most of the week, maybe getting up to the upper 70s, close to 80 by the end of the week. Overnight lows are going to stay in the middle 40s.
And for those of you who don't know what we're looking at here, this is a buoy that's out there right at where Milton is. It's not very far from it at all. And you can see how rough that ocean is. I mean, the waves are white capping. And so this gives us a chance. We don't get this chance too often to have a buoy right there where the hurricane's forming. And we're lucky this time. In fact, we'll lose this shortly because the sun goes down. This is powered by solar. So once the sun goes down, it loses its camera abilities and everything. But my goodness, look at that. It's showing you a 360-degree angles. There's 4 cameras on it, and they're showing each one of them as it cycles through it. And then you have these readings here that tells you what the readings are there. And we can see by this, the wind gust is now right at 50 miles an hour. So it's still strengthening. But this is the buoy right here, and you can see where this started. And that's a Category 1 hurricane. It'll be Category 2 by probably in the morning, and a 3 sometime tomorrow afternoon, and maybe even a 4 at some point tomorrow. We'll just have to see how this
Tomorrow
plays
evening,
out.
maybe by Tuesday morning.
Yeah. So you get a chance to see it. Let's see. We got a radar. I didn't know we had a radar shot down there in Key West.
Yep.
Wow.
Southernmost U.S. weather radar.
Is that right? I didn't know that. So I learned something new. Mark, you're a smart person sometime. But,
I've been at this a while.
Yeah, but that's pretty neat to know that anyway. But you can see the showers and storms already starting to affect Florida down here around Cape Coral and Northport. Let's go up here to the Tampa radar and see what it looks like. I'm going to have to turn off that.
Yeah, that's part of the problem with this coming in. The hurricane's still way out there, but there's a big area of precipitation just off the Florida coast that's going to be pushing in. So they're going to get a lot of rain before the hurricane ever gets there.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying it's not anything pleasant to be to be involved in that down there. I hope it doesn't get as bad as it looks like it's going to, but we sure don't want anything to to get too much damage in there. We want it to hopefully don't get any damage, but evidently we're going to have a problem with it. So hopefully it won't be, like I said, as bad as we were worried about it being. Okay. Chris Meacham says, makes me seasick watching those waves. He says, seasick ought to change, got me. He ain't right. He's not right at all.
Seasock.
Yeah.
He's seasock.
Seasock. Of course, prayers for Florida and everyone in the hurricane path. And Don Lord says, Florida's getting hit too much. And Deborah says, I don't like the looks of it for sure. Yeah, we don't either, Deborah. I hope it's not going to be too. I hope you're going to be able to attend our meeting on Tuesday evening at 5:30. And you two, whoever else is out there that we invite. I know Chelsea said she's going to be busy with the family deal, but anyone can make it. Sure like to see you, and we're going to need to recruit others. While we're here, we got to pay our bills.
I was just going to say, we need to pay our bills.
Yeah, this is brought to you by Michael Vance Contract and Roofing, 270-707-ROOF. If you had any roof problems, and Lord knows you'd have found it by now, for any of those roof problems, call Michael Vance at that number, 270-707-ROOF. He can give you some good expert advice on what you need to do. Whether he does or not, he'd be glad to talk to you. So you give him a call. And he also has Lakeside Campground Marina. That's a beautiful place to go, especially this time of year when the weather is cooler, it's pleasant, the fishing's good, especially if you get fish attractant from our good friend, Katie Moyer over at Kentucky Hemp Works. Oh, my goodness, they got some of that on our online store. You go online there. I'll show you how to get to it here in a minute, but Kentucky Hemp Works, they've got this fish attractant that I'm hearing is second to none. I mean, I don't know. People love it. They swear by it. So it's going to be interesting to see. I had to get out there and show everybody up. The last fish I caught out of Lake Barkley, the level of the lake dropped a foot when I got the fish finally in the boat. Ka-ching. Okay. Also, we got to welcome, our newest sponsor, and that is Mid-South Storm Shelters. When the weather gets severe, have no fear, because I'll tell you what, they've got the best storm shelters around. They're dependable. I've seen pictures. I've heard voicemails of people who said that it saved their life, their daughter's life. And so if you need a storm shelter, now's the time to get it, because we got severe season coming up, and there's all kinds of reasons you would need a storm shelter. So call those guys over 270-725-6020 and tell them you saw it here on the Weather and Wisdom channel, and they'll be glad to price them to you. We're going to have them in our store too before long. We're just trying to get everything together. Probably this week I'll get with them and we'll try to get some more stuff done, but definitely want to recommend those guys. They are very, very good, and they're local. They're from Russellville, and I'm telling you what, I couldn't be happier. There are some good guys, and they'll treat you like you want to be treated. So there you go. And if you want to get to our store, go over to dpww.shop, and that'll get you on the web, or you can scan the QR code there with your phone. Scan it. It'll take you into our shop, and I think you will like it. It's got some new stuff. I've got to get in there. You know what? I'm going to take my phone here and see if I can make it do that. Have you ever tried this, Mark?
No, I usually just pull it up.
Oh, well, yeah, but I'm just in case somebody out there wants to. Okay. Wow, it works. It's real easy to do. Browse our latest products. I see all kinds of things in there. I see some koozies. Well, I don't see everything that's in there. Wait a minute. View full details. Well, I don't know what's become of some of that stuff. I had more on there than what I see now. I don't know what happened. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm not holding my mouth right. But anyway, you can get the Kentucky Hemp Works stuff on there, though, and I think you'll really like it. I want to go back up to our radar and take a look at everything here. Again, all across. What's that purple mean? Message from operator. No message. Okay. All righty then.
Means that radar site's probably having problems.
Yeah, it says the tower is offline. That's what it is. So anyway, and good grief, I don't know if I've got allergies trying to come in here on me or what, but we have been on for a while, Mark, about 45 minutes, and it's about time. Deborah says she's looking forward to Tuesday. Chelsea Reese says she's going to try to make it. I hope you do, Chelsea. Love to see you again. And let's see, anything else going on? I guess that's it. But I hope you guys have had a good evening. And I'm going to have the winter weather outlook probably by tomorrow afternoon. And I will post it on YouTube, and I'll also post it on Facebook. Everybody will get a chance to see it. It's about 8 minutes long, I think, somewhere thereabouts. But bear with me. It's got some scientific reasons that I'm putting what I'm putting on there, and then I'll go into the forecast and show you kind of what I think is going to happen. And it's not all going to be scientific, but it is. I don't know. There's a little bit of me in it. My gut instinct. Clear that off. I don't know why that's up there. Okay, and so we'll see. You know. I had, like I said, I did have this tropical system in the Gulf and everything in that, but then it turned into a hurricane, so I had to make a change. So anyway, there we are. So any last words you want to say, Mark?
Everyone enjoy this beautiful fall weekend while it's going on. A lot of the kids around the area or regions are on their fall break right now, so the kids will certainly enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it, and we will see you next time.
Okay, and I guess that's all I've got to say. Oh, wait a minute. I got to put this in. Lynn McElrath says, I love learning about the weather from you, David. So she likes me. She really likes me. Anyway, I hope you all have a good evening, and I'll see you next time right here on Weather and Wisdom.
Bye, everyone.